Hi, I'm Kenzie Mangum, and for the third step in the argumentation project, we are supposed to do a presentation. And here's my presentation, and it's about women in Formula One, which I love, love, love. So, moving on. In 2024, F1 TV presenter Laura Winter, pictured to the side, said, "To the women and girls in motorsport, we are here to stay and we are right where we belong." This quote doesn't just celebrate the presence that Formula One has, but it represents a movement of women joining the sport and becoming fans. Formula One is changing, and women are at the heart of that transformation. Today, I'm going to share with you how women are changing the landscape of Formula One, not just as fans, but as content creators, professionals, even, and especially the racers. You might be thinking, why does this matter to me as a UVU student? I don't know what Formula One is in the first place and why it should matter. I would say in that this isn't just about racing. This is about gender equality, representation in male dominated industries, and how passion can reshape a culture of a whole sport. Whether it's sports, business, media, or STEM, even communications, what I do, this impacts all of us and it can be such a great thing. Next, I'm going to go to a little background of what is F1 because I didn't know about it till about 2 years ago and when I fell in love. Formula One is known as the pinnacle of motorsport. It's the highest level of motorsport with cars that race up to 200 miles per hour. And there are 10 teams and 20 drivers total, meaning 2 drivers racing in each team. It has a global audience of 750 million viewers per season, which is insane to think about. It's fast, competitive, and incredibly male dominated. Well, until now, until just a few years ago. And yeah, the first main point I want to make is the fan culture. How women fans are reshaping the community of motorsports. In 2029, no, 2019, Netflix came out with Drive to Survive. This is a documentary type dramatized series specifically for Formula One and the drivers. Since Netflix did this, the sport has exploded in popularity, especially among young women. And according to ATMA 2025, women now make up 41% of F1's fan base, which is almost half, which is incredible, seeing as before 2019 when it came out, there were not many. TikTok and Instagram have also become platforms for content creators like Lissy McIntosh pictured, who not only post about races, but she's created a podcast and has gotten hired by F1 herself to present and interview drivers and team principals and everyone. And these communities, I would say, have created a safe and enthusiastic, inclusive space that didn't exist before these things happened. And it's been such a massive cultural shift in just the past few years, which has been incredible to see. The next point are the fashion trends, fashion and merchandising. This has made new revenue and new representation. Female fans aren't just watching the sport, they're buying in. And the paddock has become a sort of fashion runway for the drivers to come and show up every single weekend. And it's so incredible to see. And teams have even been able to partner with companies like Hollister or Abercrombie and Fitch to create stylish merchandising, increasing their brand visibility and revenue. Because everyone knows a girl loves a good outfit and she loves to work it and have a good time with her friends and dress up to whatever occasion it could be. Matthews 2016 emphasized that fashion partnerships are now a vital source of income for the teams that they have created. And it's a way to bring more fans into the fold, which is so interesting to see because I'm a fan and I myself have F1 merch because first they had these sort of like team kits, what everyone wears, but then it's shifted to this like stylish, so fun, fashionable thing, and I've loved seeing and being a part of that. The next point to discuss is women in the workforce, women working in F1. They have real jobs and they have a real impact. Laura Mueller became the first female race engineer in 2025 for the Haas F1 team. She's pictured on the top. And according to Andrews 2025 again, Laura Mueller made history as the first woman whose voice will be heard on a race radio during a Grand Prix weekend, engineering drivers in real time in real competition as they're fighting wheel to wheel with their competitors. And then below we have Susie Wolf. She is one of the few women to ever drive an F1 car. There's 5 women. She's been the most recent one. And from that, she's created her own company and racing series to lead F1 Academy. Speaking of F1 Academy, it has become a pipeline for female racers. It was created in 2023 by Susie, like we just mentioned, and it's a new racing series just for women, and it races alongside F1 on their major Grand Prix weekends. This initiative I find essential because it proves that women can physically and mentally compete at the highest levels like the Formula One drivers do. This is the 2024 group picture that they took for the race weekends, and it's just incredible to see the steps that it's been taking. Next, we have our counter argument. This is something that has been strongly given to me about Formula One. Some critics argue that F1 is too physically demanding for women and that it's just a push for diversity and it's just PR, really. But there's no rule against women racing. They've just not been able to bridge that gap and get to that highest level of performance. According to How 2022, the sport's demands can be met with modern training, and it's not about ability. It's about access and opportunity, which F1 Academy has been able to do. There's no scientific reason why women shouldn't be able to compete at this level, only systemic barriers and outdated perceptions. This goes into an F1 car can generate over 5 G-forces at the apex of a corner. So that's like when you're turning the corner, and which means that the driver in that moment will feel 5 times of their body weight while sitting in the car. And it's racing, so of course there are crashes, and some of them can be over 50 Gs on impact, which is insane to think about. But even then, that's no reason a woman shouldn't be able to perform at this level of racing, and they're just outdated perceptions from when the racing started in 1950. And then in conclusion, women are not only watching Formula One, but they're shaping it. From the media, to the fashion trends, to engineering, and even driving. Their impact is undeniable, and it's essential for the sport's future. This all matters to us, all of us, especially here at UVU, because it reflects on a bigger truth. Representation can change industries. Whether you're studying communications like me, business, STEM, even the arts, there's a space for you to challenge the norm and to make a difference. So let me end with how we started. In the wise words of Laura Winter, we are right where we belong and we are here to stay. Thank you so much for listening to me today.